Alright guys, so this is mentality grooming for the man. This was dope because we taught a class here. It was a private class. You can see on the sign on the door, they closed it just for the class, man. And I know what to expect, but this was in Pennsylvania, a little bit outside of Philadelphia, probably like 45 minutes I think it was. And bro, like this shop was so dope. It was the whole idea of co-mission of a team barbershop. Like look at these prices, and most people typically they would think these prices are high, but these people are doing it in Pennsylvania, like middle of nowhere, like not in the middle of nowhere, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like it's not like it's LA or New York City or anything like that. And I thought it was cool because they go above and beyond. What I've noticed is they have a receptionist, they give complimentary beer, they have product. Like all the barbers here were super passionate. They shampoo, like there was a super passionate group of barbers that got together. And one of the key things is they want education, right? So they're doing something right, man. They were busy, but I really got along with these guys and I had a lot of fun in this private class, man. So mentality, I really appreciate you guys coming out. Another really cool thing that I want to share with you guys is they offer like a VIP service, and they have a room designed specifically for that. So this is their kegerator, but I'm gonna show you now the room that's specific for their VIP cut, and you get to control the music. You get, shots of whiskey, whatever you want to drink. As you can see here, it's your own private room, and you get a hot towel shave, and it's a dope setup. And they only use this space for that VIP cut. So I thought that was a pretty dope idea. Shout out to mentality. Now let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. Alright, so you guys seen this model before. This is Nate. He's one of our barbers, but before that he was just a friend of mine. He'd come get a cut. So 2 tutorials later he's now a barber. So that's one thing, man. When you're a barber, you can really inspire people, man, to do something they're passionate about, but anyways, we're starting off balding him out. I'm using my cordless T outliners. And this is gonna be like a mid fade. One tip I would give you guys, man, is whatever you need to do to speed up your balding process, whether you need to invest in some new tools, whatever it may be, do that, because some of you guys are spending a lot of time balding and wondering why you can't finish a haircut in 30 minutes. So the next tool I'm using is my cordless seniors, and I have the blade open, and we're going up about 1 inch. So now I've closed the blade all the way, and you guys can see I'm going almost halfway, but I'm using the bevel of the blade, and by doing that I'm having no issues blending in, not leaving any lines, going up halfway up and still removing that initial guideline. And my clippers aren't zero gap, you guys know that. So this is more something about technique, as opposed to using your tools and using every single guard, every single notch, lever play. This is more so technique, and I think this comes after you figured out your system, your foundation. Take some time to play around with it and see what you can skip. So now we're halfway open with the blade and we're blended in. So from bald to the blade open, all we need to do was the clipper close, the clipper halfway, and it's blended out. And all I'm doing is like half of one side, just so I don't have to continue to change angles and stuff, or change change focus on the camera. If you notice, guys, this is a different angle than I've ever recorded before, and I never wanted to do this because most of the time people, when they do this, they'll use the GoPro, and I hated that fishbowl effect. So I figured out a way to use a regular camera that doesn't have that fishbowl effect, and still keep a nice angle on the camera so you guys can see what's going on. All right, so now we've moved on to the number 1 open, and because the top of, he wants to leave the top of his head the same length, we're doing everything in our power to come off of the head as opposed to into the head, so we don't have to go use anything above a 1 open. Okay, now that we've achieved that and blended into the baseline or the bulk of the haircut, we can close the number 1 all the way and use that right underneath where we left off, and you can see it's starting to blend everything in. Now there's a little bit of bulk still there, and I'll show you guys how to remove that. So we're going to remove it without the half guard. We're just going to go straight blade open, and again using technique, using the bevel of the blade to pretty much blend right into that 1. So if you notice, if you write down the steps on a sheet of paper, what we did was the blade close, the blade halfway, the blade all the way open, number 1 close, number 1 open. That's all we did. We didn't use the 1.5 guard, we didn't use the half guard, and we didn't do much lever play either. Like, we didn't do open close middle, open middle close, and we were able to use technique to create this transition. Alright, so in this particular area, he had an indent, and it was a little darker than the surrounding areas. So all I did was lower the lever some, use the corners of my blade to get in there and lighten that up some, so that it looked the same color tone as its surrounding areas. Alright, so that side is done. We can move on to the next side, and it's the same steps. So I sped it up a little bit, but you'll be able to follow along with the color code on the bottom left corner, and I'll shut up and I'll let you guys follow along on your own. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about in this video as well, man, because while I'm in my hotel room waiting for the CT Barber Expo to happen tomorrow, today we'll be setting up our booth and everything, and I'm excited. There's gonna be like 10,000 barbers here strong, so CT Barber Expo is gonna be lit. I'm excited to show you guys, you know, in one of the intros to my video, some snippets of what went down in CT. But I wanted to talk to you guys about education in barbering, man. And you know, success leaves clues. Any barber that you look up to or that you think is nice, like, they educated themselves and they continue to educate themselves, and that gives them leverage in their career, gives them an opportunity to add value to the marketplace. And you know, just to give you an example of why it's important to look at what people do and not what they say, man. Like, just this week alone, I took a Hattori Hanzo class, I took a man unit class, and I'm taking a Brazilian blowout class just this week alone. Like, and I taught 3 classes, but you're not gonna, like, you're not gonna be able to do the education thing or or continue to grow, or continue to raise your prices, or continue to raise your average ticket, if you're doing the same thing for 20 years, you got to continue to grow in this industry. And I think that organically, the more you know, the more you have to give, people will ask you to give to the marketplace. And I think a lot of times we try to promote ourselves and be something that we're not on social media, to create something that we're not ready for, or that the marketplace ain't asking for. And I think a lot of times you got to think long term and sacrifice a little bit, and be willing to come out, to get out of your comfort zone, take that flight and go to one of these events, man, because it really is life changing. So if you're new to barbering, or you've been barbering and you feel stagnant in your career, I'm telling you, one of these events will fire you up. Alright, so it probably didn't need the 1.5 guard, but I just went with it anyways, just in case, just to soften some things up. And but it wasn't necessary. And then we found, this is pretty much my last step, because we'll go back and detail it after we line him up. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I line somebody up, I see some more things in the haircut, in the overall haircut. Alright, so here comes the lineup, and we're keeping it natural. We're keeping it at its natural angle. Same thing here. And I probably could have brought it back a little bit more and got a crispier line, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep it natural, and we'll do some color enhancements. The way I like to break it down with the color enhancements, man, this is what I'm doing right now is not his natural hairline, right? We're creating a symmetrical, sharp line that is temporary. It's gonna grow out after 3 to 5 days. So if I can enhance his lineup even more after the edge up, I will, because the color is gonna last 3 to 5 days, sometimes 7. So we'll apply a semi-permanent on his edge, just to make it pop, just to make it stand out a little bit more. And of course, we gotta use that Bronze Series 9 shaver to get that little attention to detail, that little extra closeness. I just feel like it makes it allows the haircut to last longer. It just makes the fade pop more. Alright, so here we are using the airbrush to apply the color. And the reason why I use the airbrush is because you can control how much color is coming out, as opposed to applying it with a color brush, color applicator. It's just kind of boom, it's just the colors on there. So once I brush it in, you can see it looks natural. See, that's not exaggerated. Where if I was to apply with the brush, you can't really manipulate, how much color is going on to keep it as natural looking as possible. So I think that looks pretty natural. You guys let me know in the comment section below. What I'm doing here is I'm kind of darkening up these light areas where he doesn't have any hair follicles. Those are scars, but I think that color allowed him to hide the scars a little bit, but still keep it natural. And then we'll go back, we'll detail just a little bit more. This is the last 5 minutes of that 30-minute window, and the last 2 minutes. And then we'll follow it up with the razor, and he'll be done, man. The cut will be fresh. We're not gonna do the beard this time. I just really wanted to focus in on skipping guards and the color enhancement. And we'll follow it up with the 245 razor. Get that man a crispy edge. Alright, man, so that's the cut. Let me know, guys, in the comment section below how you felt about the cut, how you felt about some of the things I've said in the video. Smash the like button, share the video, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next tutorial.